What's up, everyone? This is just gonna be a video for my Raw review from last night. I tried recording it 2 times last night, and it just wouldn't upload. YouTube, they're having performing some site maintenance or something, or I don't know. It was just their typical bullshit that they pull. But I'm just gonna get right into it. I thought it was a good show overall. Last Raw before the Rumble, obviously, and yeah. So let's just get right to the review. Um. Yeah, Raw, January 24, 2011, from Detroit, Michigan tonight. Um, so Edge starts the show and he says, "You know what, Miz? I don't want to wait. For their match later." Edge makes fun of Cole. He calls him a tool. Always funny to hear Cole get dissed. He says, "So Miz, I don't feel like waiting. Come out right now." And then an email comes in. Cole gets a shitload to eat, which is great. And then the GM says, Edge, your match with Miz isn't until later tonight. And don't think I forgot how you treated me last time you were on Raw. And he broke the laptop. And he says, so I've arranged a special challenge for you tonight against 3 men. Whichever one of them throws you over the top rope will get the number 40 spot in the Royal Rumble match. So out comes Drew McIntyre, Jack Swagger, and Tyson Kidd. Kidd's eliminated first, then Swagger, and lastly McIntyre. This all took place in like 2 minutes. I don't know what the point of it was. So yeah, and then Edge gets on the mic after, says, "Thanks GM, thanks to GM for getting his juices flowing," and he says before he heads to the back, there's something I'd like to do. Uh, and then he leaves the ring, starts walking towards the laptop, and the crowd's going crazy, and Cole's like, "Oh, like you can't touch this" or whatever, and then a Nexus theme hits. I was happy that they still play. They still come out to "We Are One." I was a little skeptical because last week they came out to Punk's theme, and I just haven't heard it in a while. It's the original Nexus theme, obviously. "We Are One," so I'm glad they still used it. But yeah, so "We Are One" hits, and then out comes the new Nexus, and then nothing happens with that. She just walks to the back, and then Punk talks about the Rumble. He says as he sees his surroundings change, he adapts, and with the Rumble expanding, the new Nexus evolves. And he introduces Mason Ryan, who says he only has one thing to. He says he's from. Where was he from? I don't know. He's got some weird accent though, and he says, "I've only got one thing to say: faith." And then he gives the mic back to Punk, and then Punk talks about a poor excuse for a Nexus known as the Core over on SmackDown. He talks about winning a 2011 Royal Rumble match, and he says he will not only go on to headline WrestleMania, but he will prove that the Nexus is the most powerful group WWE's ever seen. And then out comes the Core, and I just love the Core. Like I love their Minitron, like the Titantron. Everything's sick, and I actually like their theme. I know a lot of people are hating on it, but I actually like it. I think it's cool. Um, it's been in my head honestly for the last couple of days. That theme, but I think it's called "End of Days" by Nine Electric. It's like a remix or whatever. It's pretty cool. I like it. Anyway, so the Core comes out and Barrett says, if there's a poor man's nexus, it's this pile of rubbish or something standing in front of me. And then Zeke gets on the mic and gets in Punk's face, says we're going to unite as a group basically and eliminate you, CM Punk, and then at the Rumble. And then um, Mason Ryan steps in, gets in Zeke's face. That was pretty cool. Two powerhouses of each group. And then an email comes in and says SmackDown stars need to play by Raw rules tonight. It'll be Wade Barrett versus CM Punk, and whoever loses the match, them and their respective group will be out of the Royal Rumble match. And John Cena will be the special guest referee. We go to commercial. Back from commercials, John Morrison, Mark Henry versus Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio. Tag team match, first match of the night. During the match, Michael Tarver is shown backstage in the locker room watching the match on TV, and I like Michael Tarver definitely. And Cole King was like, "Hey, remember him, Michael Tarver?" And Cole's like, "Yeah." King's like, "I've seen him hanging around in the locker room area all day," but and Cole's like, "That's a little creepy." It was cool though. He looked sharp. So and then Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio win a pretty good tag team match. Actually, not gonna lie. And just because Mark Henry really didn't do much in it, that's why it was so good in my opinion. Finish game Sheamus hit the bro kick on huge brogue kick on Mark Henry, and then John Morrison hit the flash kick or chuck kick, whatever, that went off the ropes to Sheamus. Then he had a corkscrew like plancha to the outside on Sheamus, but he looked like he tweaked his left knee and a little fucked it up. Hope he's okay. Um, so yeah, and then Alberto Del Rio made Mark Henry tapped his cross armbar submission. Um, and then so yeah, then Cole, after the match, Cole and King hype up the main event, and Natalya and Melina are shown walking backstage for their match. Back from commercial, Melina comes out, and then Natalya. So you have the Divas Championship match. Divas title on the line. Natalya defending against Melina. Natty retains after. It was actually going along okay in the beginning. I was hoping Melina maybe would win it, but I like heel Melina. I like Natalya too, but I don't know. It was going along well, but then Natalya won where she with the sharpshooter after almost literally breaking Melina in half, like no joke. I think the only reason she could go like bent that far back is because Melina is really flexible, but she tapped out. So after the match, Lay Cool comes out looking really fine, and they basically just stay on the stage. They don't go down to the ring, and they talk shit about Natty and make fun of her weight. And Layla says they never got their rematch for the Divas title, so this Sunday at the Rumble it'll be the two of us against you in a handicap match for the Divas title. So that match added to the card. Then Miz vs. Edge is hyped. We go to commercial and back from commercial. CM Punk versus John Cena is shown from last week. Mason Ryan's debut. Really good video package. Nexus is shown. Talking in the locker room minus Mason Ryan and CM Punk and Zotunga. He's talking to Husky Harris and Mike McGillicuddy. He says, Punk's got to win tonight or else we'll all be out of the Rumble. And then Punk and Mason Ryan walk in and Punk talks about all of them are going to help him win the Rumble. And Husky says, what if, you come out first and are eliminated before any of us can come out? What are you going to do? And then Punk says, don't worry about that. It's irrelevant or whatever. It's not going to happen. And he says, Punk says if he wins the Rumble and headlines WrestleMania, all your lives will change for the better, something like that. And then Punk tells them all to take a knee, and they take a knee, and they kneel and they all touch fists, put their fists out. It's kind of cool. And then Josh Matthews backstage with John Cena. He says a bunch of stupid shit. I never take notes when Cena's talking because it's never anything important. It's just stupid jokes. And Miz and Alex Riley walk up, interrupt Cena. He talks about what he did to Orton last week, what he's going to do to Edge tonight. And then Cena leaves after saying something else stupid. And then Miz gets on the mic, looks in the camera, and asks everyone in the audience if he thinks he's going to lose the WWE title at the Rumble. And they're all like, yes, obviously. And A-Rai says roll the footage from last week, and they show what he and Miz did to Orton last week. And then Cole sucks Miz's dick a little more. And as he makes the way out to the ring, then Edge comes out. So Edge versus The Miz. Before the match starts, Dolph Ziggler and Vicky Guerrero make their way down to guest commentate. And then this match is actually going along really well. This is the match of the night. It's a pretty good match. And then it ends with Dolph Ziggler interrupting. He trips up Edge, who's about to deliver a spear to Miz. I hate when WWE does that. Like, ruins good matches with that shit. And hits a zigzag on Edge, and then they all gang up on him. Orton comes out, makes a save, hitting RKOs on Alex Riley and Dolph Ziggler. And Miz hits him in the back of the leg with that empty briefcase. I don't know what it's for. And then he literally grabs his title and runs to the back like a little bitch. Yeah, sorry about that. Yo, can I call you back? I'm just making my vid real quick. Alright. Sorry about that. Then back from the main event, Edge, Miz runs to the back like a little bitch, and I heard that there actually might be a reuniting of Rated RKO. Edge and Orton after the Royal Rumble. I'd like to see that, and also because they hyped Edge and Orton versus Miz and Dolph Ziggler on SmackDown this Friday, so we'll see. So then, Miz runs the back. Main event is hyped. Go to commercial. Back from commercial, Wade Barrett is backstage talking to Josh Matthews. He asks Wade what's different, how the core differs from the Nexus, and Wade says, when I was leader of the Nexus, I was obsessed with winning the WWE title, and I let the Nexus get away from me. He's like, that's not what the core is about. It's about equality. And he says, and then the rest of the core walks up, and Josh asks Barrett about Teddy Long, and he says the core had nothing to do with what happened. All we just wished Teddy nothing but a speedy recovery. He says, hopefully one day John Cena can respect him because he respects Cena. Ned. So we have a six-man tag. The Bellas, Daniel Bryan versus Ted DiBiase, Maurice and Alicia Fox. Why don't they just put Ted DiBiase and Daniel Bryan in a feud for the U.S. title if they keep putting them in little matches like this? I don't get it. But Maurice, Ted, and Alicia Fox win. Maurice rolled up one of the Bellas. Like, wow, Maurice got to win. Then our Bellas argue with each other. We go to commercial. And back from commercial, Cole and King run down the Rumble card. And the road to WrestleMania starts this Sunday in Boston, the TD Bank North Garden. And then backstage, the Bellas are arguing with each other, and they walk past Michael Tarver, which is funny. He's just texting, kind of chuckles, and leaves. That dude's funny, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be the fifth member of the core. Obviously, the guy who attacked Teddy Long. I mean, he was there on SmackDown when it happened. So, and I read that he's going to be working on the SmackDown brand. So there you go. The Bellas walk in Daniel Bryan's locker room. They see him. He's making out with Gail Kim, who on the couch, and I was like, damn. And he ends up saying that she's his girlfriend. They've been dating for the past 6 months, just trying to keep it low key. And Bellas are like, wait, Daniel, so you're not a, and they're obviously trying to say virgin, but since it's PG. And then he said, oh, vegan, yeah, I'm huge vegan, no meat for me. And then Gail Kim says, ladies, the only reason he was hanging out with you guys was because he felt bad for you, since there's no more guest hosts around, you guys probably have nothing to do. And then the Bellas went like all heel, in the full heel mode and shit. We're like, Gail, when was the last time you were even on TV? And they're like, Daniel, why are you wasting your time hanging out with this afterthought? Gail slapped one of them, then they all brawl, and Daniel Bryan tries to get the Bellas off, and gets slapped for it, and the referees break it up. It was just good stuff. And out comes the Nexus minus CM Punk, so they all pose on the turnbuckles as we go to commercial. Back from commercial, Miz and Dolph Ziggler versus Edge and Randy Orton is hype for this Friday at SmackDown. Then out comes Santino and Kozlov. It's Santino and Kozlov versus Michael McGillicuddy and Husky Harris. Nexus. Husky and McGillicuddy win. Husky's hit a sick move. I guess his new finisher. Like Mike Knox's old finisher. He just drives the opponent's face into the ground. So that's good stuff. I was happy, and I heard they're gonna have a tag team title match like next week on Raw if they can't add it to the Rumble. So that'd be really sick. I want these guys to win tag titles. After the match, Tonga puts over Punk and he introduces him, and then Punk makes his way to the ring for the main event. Cena's shown walking backstage. Some dude tosses him his referee shirt, and Cena tosses him his dog tag. We go to commercial. Back from commercial, the core is to the ring, and then out comes Cena. So Wade Barrett versus CM Punk. Before the match starts, Cena throws the Nexus to bans him, throws him to the back out from ringside. Then he does the same with the core. And Cole, for once, I can respect Cole being a heel commentator. He might as well hate every face and bash, including Cena. He's like, Cena's like abusing his power. Come on, this is ridiculous. They didn't do anything. So I actually like that. And then Cena slapped both Barrett and Punk in the face before their match start. And then so they each basically hit each other once. Cena throws Punk over the top rope like he thinks he's going to do in the Rumble. And then both men in a double clothesline, so they're both down on the ground. And Cena calls for the bell, goes up to Justin Roberts, says a double disqualification for excessive use of profanity. Neither group is in the Rumble. And he walks away with like a smile on his face. And it's like, I hate you, Cena. An email comes in and says both Barrett and Punk and their respective groups will compete in the Rumble. And haha, Cena. Smile immediately wiped off his face. GM says Cena must go back to the ring and apologize to Punk and Barrett. If he doesn't, he'll be out of the Rumble. He apologizes to both guys and then hits them both. Basically, Raw ends with the whole Raw locker room emptying out, and Big Show came down too. It's a preview of the Rumble broke down. Big Show's completely shaven, which I thought was funny. So yeah, Raw was good, guys. It was nothing special. I'm gonna be back either later today or tomorrow to do my Royal Rumble predictions. So yeah, enjoy the rest of the week. Stick around for my vids. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you thought of Raw last night. And I'm out. Peace.